writings of Sausage Inspector Morse Limited. Episode 2. More on Pope Cliff Richard's, sir. Pickled eggs in brine. Eggs have long been associated with fertility and growth, cycles and rebirth. Brine is equally associated with preserving something. Having eggs pickled in brine highlights how Discordians are preserving the egg of Eris until the time of her rebirth and the cycle of the Age of Chang. Brine also represents the spoiling of wine, the ending of soured indulgences, and the birth of new indulgences, both unsoured and tangful. Pickled eggs are generally eaten on picnics, which is known in many Illuminati circles as eating al fresco. Eating al fresco was originally a term used by jam operatives stationed in Catania, Sicily, where they lived in an abandoned stone village and lived off the rich Etnian soil. These people, so in love with the hot weather, fine olives, rich wine, and beautiful mountains, would once a day eat naked together, or as they called it, al fresco. In 1909, the jam operatives were all murdered. When their commune was discovered by a squad of assassins sent by the young Winston Churchill, who was at that point in his career leading an Illuminati hit squad tasked with ridding Europe of Discordians in time for the beginning of World War I. It was rumoured that the jam operatives were murdered whilst eating pickled eggs in brine, but this was unfortunately never 100% verified. But rhyming Christmas time with pickled eggs in brine, I'm sure you'll agree, is an act of genius in its purest form. Children singing. And I shall reference the notes from the desk of RCS 1977, in which RCS Richard Cliff Sir makes a notable discovery. It was a sullen and gloomy December night. The dark weighed upon the world like a sodden blanket. I was walking home alone when my senses were sharpened by the acrid smell of burning wood, which had evidently made its way east, riding the wind from its source. As I walked into the wind towards where the smell was coming, a horrid feeling came over me. Lying gently over and to some degree mixed in with the sound of the wind was that rattling my eardrums was a sound of pure horror. I continued my approach against my better judgment, motivated by the fascination of such pure horror. Stood around a large bonfire were 20 or 30 children, all stood around, many of them holding hands, but all of them singing. The sound of that singing twisted my stomach like a lasso around my gut. My eyes involuntarily narrowed, and the burning hate was released into a pool of irradiated oil where the two danced to the horrific sound of children dancing. Very moving stuff. The sound of children singing is abhorrent to all people, which is mainly why children used to be told from a young age to be silent and not speak unless spoken to. Adults who spend a significant period of time around children singing are more likely to be involved in a fishing, boating or threshing machine accident. Indicative, perhaps, of parasuicidal tendencies on a subconscious behavioural level. Adults who spend a significant period of time around singing children are also more prone to ear infections, tendinitis, ingrowing toenails and strokes, which is indicative of parasuicidal tendencies on a level much more molecular.